All right, but let's move on to the next one. This one's highly controversial, but we're going to talk about it. This is the nominees for your Bloody Water Podcast Fight of the Year. And there's a couple different ways you can go about this, man. We had fantastic action across the board. You had Stephen Thompson, versus Kevin Holland. You had Glover Teixeira versus Yuri Prochazka. Fantastic. We talked about it earlier. Chimaev versus Burns. You have Gamrot versus Sarukian. Figueiredo versus Moreno, the trilogy right there. And AJ, it's tough because at the end of the day, Fight of the Year can mean so many different things to so many different people. And to me, I'm going to give you my criteria for Fight of the Year. If it's going to be a Fight of the Year contender, that means it was back and forth competitive the entire time. Not comeback, not you were getting your ass kicked the whole fight and then you came back. No, that doesn't count to me. That means that rounds 1, 2, 3, if it's a 3-rounder, it had to go down to that last round. Somebody's got to pick it up right here. If it's 5 rounds, we got to go for rounds 4 and 5. We don't know who's going to win right here. It's going to be massive. Lots of dropping people back and forth, scrambles, all of that. So that's my criteria. Now, what is yours when it comes down to what you consider a Fight of the Year?
Derek, my Fight of the Year, I kept it super simple this year, man. I put all the fights on. I started watching them, and the one where I just wanted to be at the edge of my seat, eyes glued, something where I'm sitting there back and forth. There's action the entire time. All I do is want to skip the commercials and just get to the action. That right there was my Fight of the Year criteria, man.
Absolutely. No, I'm definitely with you right there. And I will say it's a little tougher, especially for us. We watch all the fights to rewatch it and get those same jitters. Because in the moment, some of these fights, it's like, oh my God, the stakes are incredible. These guys haven't been tested. We're about to find out. Now you already know kind of what happened. So it's a little bit different. But either way, I like the criteria. And now let's announce a winner. So I guess I'm going first. Let's get it. My Fight of the Year. I like Yuri Prochazka's win over Glover Teixeira. I talked about it earlier. I said I can't give this submission of the year because I think it falls into a different category. And I think this was the Fight of the Year. Reason why. First round, Glover Teixeira goes in, gets the takedown, dominates Yuri Prochazka. We come back for that second round. Yuri looks like he's on the verge of finishing Glover. You go back to that third round. It's back and forth. Fourth round, back and forth. Here comes round number 5. Literally, Glover Teixeira, if he can get the takedown, if he can control, he wins the fight. But what do you know? Glover, he jumps for a guillotine, right? Bad move. Yuri's on top. They're scrambling. They're back and forth. And then finally, after re-guarding, after doing a little bit of a roll to kind of get your guard back, Yuri dominates a little bit with his jiu-jitsu, comes in, gets the choke. And in the camera angle that was shown, it was so anticlimactic because you didn't really see it. All you saw was Yuri stand up and then walk away like, yeah, I'm the champ now. So it was one of those, submitted Glover Teixeira, which is what doesn't happen, right? It was just a ooh and ah, new champion, light heavyweight. This dude had all the hype behind him, and the fight in and of itself kept me on the edge of my seat, as you said earlier, AJ. So that is my fight of the night, bro. I know it can be a little, like I said, back and forth when it comes down to ultimately your criteria on it, but I hope that you like this one. So before commenting on it, brother, let's just get straight to your pick, and we can talk about them after, brother. So it looks like you got, for your fight of the night, fight of the year,
Fight of the Year, Derek, Khamzat Chimaev defeating Gilbert Burns right here, brother. Again, back and forth. This one, what did it for me, because I agree, the Yuri Prochazka, if you're a fan of this show, you know that I'm a fan of Yuri Prochazka. Hard not to choose that one to win, Ben, but what did this fight for me right here? Khamzat Chimaev having all the hype behind him, running through everybody. He said it himself. He's here to kill everybody. He's taking over. No one's going to stop him. A bunch of first round finishes, and then he meets Gilbert Burns. And Gilbert Burns, for the fighter that Gilbert was and the big scary guy that Gilbert was, he kind of ran into a little bit of a lull in his career. So it's like, okay, well, this is going to take on the young buck coming in, Khamzat Chimaev, and they go to absolute war, man. When I was sitting down watching this, of all the fights, they were bloody. They were back and forth. They were happy, so happy they headbutted each other at the end of the fight. Derek, this had all the things, both before, after, during, that made me, the fight fan, very excited to watch a scrap going on between two absolute animals in there. And this, man, another hard category. We were blessed in 2022 to see some amazing fights, man, because even the Stephen Thompson, there was a bunch of fights in there that are very exciting, and so many other fights that we didn't even put into the category because there was a lot of really exciting fights. But this one, I'm just excited to see a bloody back and forth between somebody who's just running through a division, man.
That's right. That's right. And I'll tell you what, man, this was a very close runner up. This was second place for me. Only reason why is because you could see from the onset, it was pretty much the Chimaev show. He was walking Burns down. He got caught with a couple counters, but he was putting the pressure. He was initiating all of the exchanges. I thought it was a good fight. And even though some people thought that Gilbert Burns won the fight, I think that the right man won the fight. I think Chimaev got it done on that one. Fantastic fight. But this is similar, just like the Yuri Glover one, man. If it didn't end in a finish, and like if like Yuri caught that choke and he wasn't able to finish it, you could then very well argue who won this fight, dude. You know what I mean? So listen, fantastic category, fantastic fight.